Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then hi, my name is Erica, and today I'm going to talk about what went down at the Oscars. Now, if you didn't watch the Oscars, it's okay, because I'm not really talking about the Oscars per se, but if you don't know what happened, basically, Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett-Smith, and she has alopecia, so she does not have hair. And he made a joke about her being a G.I. Jane. And now then Will Smith went and smacked Chris Rock in the face and said, "Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth." And so yeah, and a lot of people are mad, and they're saying Will Smith has toxic masculinity. Now, I have some thoughts on this situation, so if you would like to hear those, then just keep watching. So, people are saying that Will Smith was fighting for Jada Pinkett-Smith's honor, and I don't necessarily agree with that. And I want to be clear here that I'm not promoting violence. I do not promote violence on my channel, but I will say that Chris Rock was out of line. Now, I know some of the comments that are going to say, "Oh, well then what can comedians joke about these days? Comedy is a dying art, blah, 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 blah." You don't make fun of a medical condition. You don't make fun of the way someone looks. You don't make fun of somebody's weight. You don't make fun of disability. You don't make fun of race. You don't make fun of ethnicity. You don't make fun of gender. So yeah, if that's what your comedy relies on, then I guess in that case, then yes, comedy is a dying art. But first of all, I wouldn't really call comedy an art. As somebody who's very creative and artistic, which doesn't come out in my videos because I'm not the best video editor, but I'm not here to pretend that I am. But I am a very creative person. I'm a writer, and I wouldn't call comedy in and of itself an art. It can be, like, if it's a comedic screenplay, it can be artistic, but I don't necessarily think stand-up comedy and poking fun at other people is an art. Now, what I'm doing here on YouTube isn't art either. I'm not claiming it is, and I never would. It's commentary, which is different than art. But also, I feel like you can be funny without harming people. I feel like you can make jokes without them being at another person's expense, and if you cannot do that, then maybe you're not as funny as you think you are. I don't know. I mean, I'm no comedian myself, but that's just a thought. And now, the reason I wanted to talk about this actually was because I've seen a lot of misogynistic discourse going around online. For instance, people are saying, well, at first Will was laughing, but then he looked at his wife, Jada Pinkett-Smith, and she made a face at him, which told him to then go and attack Chris Rock. And then they point to the fact that she had a relationship with another man, and people are saying she was forcing Will Smith to be okay with an open marriage against his will. Now, and I know it's kind of funny, Will, and his name is Will, but I don't know much about their marriage, and I don't care to know, because it's not my business. I'm an outsider. If something works for them and they're not harming anybody, that's fine. But the thing I don't like is that often when women are assertive, they kind of get depicted as these evil masterminds, like Lady Macbeth in Macbeth. And it's like, women being assertive doesn't make us evil, or we don't control our man. A man's not pussy whipped, if you will, by a woman. Like, Will Smith is in charge of his own actions. Jada Pinkett-Smith did not, like, go get him, Will. He's not her pit bull. Speaking of dog, my dog is shaking. Munchie, it's okay. I'm not yelling at you. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep my voice down in case that's bothering him. But I mean, I will say he went to the bathroom on the floor before, and whenever he does that, he shakes. So that might be why he's shaking. I don't know, but anyway, I'm gonna try to keep my voice down in case I'm upsetting him. But I think it's misogynistic to say that a woman giving a look to her significant other is triggering him to then run up on stage and smack Chris Rock. And people are like, well, Will was laughing before then. But I will say, as a human being, sometimes the gravity of things doesn't hit me until a few seconds later. Sometimes I have a delayed reaction. And I'm like, wait, that wasn't funny. And it's like, by then the person walks away and there's nothing you can do. But it's something that really sits with you and upsets you. And Chris Rock just shouldn't have made a comment about Jada Pinkett-Smith's alopecia. He shouldn't have made a comment about her hair, specifically because for Black women, I know hair can be a kind of touchy issue, and it is something that's very personal to a lot of Black women. So I just think he shouldn't have touched that with a 10-foot pole. Now, I'm not saying go around smacking people or punching people, but just be mindful that when you're making jokes at someone else's expense, you're making jokes at someone else's expense. Like, that's what you're doing. You might think it's funny, but it might not be to another person. And another thing I've seen online that I also disagree with is a lot of people are like, well, G.I. Jane is a badass, so she shouldn't have been offended by that. No, you don't get to police what other people are offended by. So please stop doing that. If someone says something to me and it hurts my feelings and I'm offended by it, you don't get to be like, oh, well, they meant it as a compliment. Like, if something hurts me, it hurts me. End of story. And yeah, that's about all I wanted to say for this video. If you learned something or if you found it interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you have not already and you would like to see more of my content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.